Guys, welcome back to another ESG football video, and today I want to talk about the experience of playing offensive lineman in ESG football. Okay, so obviously ESG insisted that playing lineman was fun in the game, because obviously if you think about a game with 77, 11v11, and everybody's a user control player, you're going to ask yourself who's going to want to play offensive lineman, and it's a valid question. But there's some things to playing offensive lineman. First thing, it's not like playing offensive lineman is going to be this deep thing that's super in depth. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not where the skill gap comes in offensive lineman. In ESG football, the skill gap is going to come in communication. Okay, it's going to be, how are these three offensive linemen, when you talk about 77, 11v11 is going to be slightly different. How are these, but really it's not though. Either way, no matter if it's 77 or 11v11, you're going to have to communicate with other offensive linemen when it comes to stunts, blitzes, things of that nature, pass pro, run blocking. There's going to be communication, just like on defense. These guys have to be on the same page, because as soon as the offensive line isn't on the same page, that's when you get those free rushers, those free blitzers, and the running play gets blown up, or the passing play gets blown up and you get sacked, your quarterback's fumbling, and now you turn the ball over and everything goes down the drain. Okay, that's where the skill gap is going to come in with offensive linemen. So don't expect to see a whole bunch of crazy controls and, this button does this button. No. Controlling the offensive lineman won't necessarily be the issue. The game is fast, so it is going to take some getting used to. But the control of the offensive lineman and the execution, that's not going to be in the buttons. It's going to be in me and my guys on the same page, so we can pick up whatever blitz or stunt or whatever it is that the defense is throwing at us, so we can make this play work. Okay, that's where the skill gap comes in. Are you going to be able to pick up the different looks the defense gives you? Okay, the second thing I want you to think about when it comes to offensive lineman, when you think like, all right, I'm going to make a lineman, you automatically think, okay, I'm going to make offensive lineman, and then on defense, I'm going to play on the D-line. Okay, but you got to realize, in 7v7 or in 11v11, 9 times out of 10, you have more offensive linemen than defensive linemen. So if on 7v7, most defenses have about 2 down linemen. So now it's 3 offensive linemen in 7v7. So now one of those offensive linemen is playing linebacker. So you're not going to be able to just make this huge offensive lineman that's slow, that on defense I just plan on clogging lanes and rushing the pass or stopping the run. No, sometimes you're going to have to create a offensive lineman that can move, because on defense you're not going to be a lineman, especially in the 11v11, because that's where you have 5 offensive linemen. You got some defensive fronts that have 2 linemen or 3, and now you got 2 offensive linemen that aren't on the defensive line. You got linebackers or maybe a safety. I don't know. That's where playing offensive lineman gets pretty unique, because you're not just going to be this huge dude. You're not going to be able to, because you're going to have to play a position on defense that can move a little bit. So that's just something else you have to think of. Okay, I want to play offensive lineman, but what kind of offensive lineman do I want to be? Do I want to be the offensive lineman that shifts over to D tackle or D end? Or do I want to be offensive lineman that ends up playing linebacker? Because some offensive lineman is going to have to do that. One of you in 7v7 and probably 2 of you in 11v11. So that's what the experience is going to be like. The skill gap isn't going to be in the execution of the buttons. It's going to be in communication and picking up blitzes, picking up stunts, being able to handle whatever it is that the defense throws at you, because they can throw a lot of different things at you, especially as a lineman. And then how are you going to make this offensive lineman? I'm going to be a big guy that takes up a lot of space, that plays defensive end, but all 3 of you aren't going to be able to do that, because somebody's going to have to be that guy that gets moved to linebacker, since everybody can't be a defensive lineman. But that's all I want to talk about today, guys. Playing offensive lineman in ESG football is, in fact, a lot of fun, and mostly because you're not necessarily going to play defensive end or defensive tackle on defense. You might have to be a linebacker or a safety. Who knows? That'll be up to you. But hope you like the video, guys. Like, subscribe, and I will see y'all next time.